This is the 2014 season preview. Coach Ben Van Zandt is set for his third season as head coach of the Minnesota Golden Gophers, and what a magical first two seasons they were, turning around this struggling football program instantly and in stunning fashion. The Cinderella National Championship coming out of nowhere in the 2012 season to have a perfect 14-0 season. Victories in the Big Ten Championship and then the BCS National Championship over Wisconsin, then Oregon. And then last season, a very strong season, not as magical as 2012, of course. Never were in the national championship conversation, really. Never got ourselves very highly ranked. Had a couple of early conference losses. But a great year nonetheless. Had some big wins along the way, some rivalry wins, some thrilling wins, including taking down Wisconsin when they were ranked number 1 in the nation. Had ourselves a really rough end to the regular season, getting blown out against Michigan State, but bounced back and had a very exciting, nail-biting victory in the Outback Bowl against South Carolina to get the 10th win. Double-digit wins in back-to-back seasons for the first time in a very, very long time for the Minnesota football program. So coming off of a very strong last season, a bit of a sour taste in our mouth about how the regular season ended. Going to use that as extra fuel, extra motivation in the off-season to get ready here for the 2014 season. We've got a lot of seniors on the roster this year, and particularly on the offensive side of the ball. Let's meet the 2014 Minnesota Golden Gophers. Come on. Starting here on offense for quarterbacks, we will be led by senior Josh Calhoun. He'll be backed up by Ezra Schultz, Alex Mendoza, and Bradley Gorman. Our halfbacks, we have senior Herb Martin, senior Jabari Willis, senior Josh Thompson, Eric McLaughlin, redshirt, Kendrick Cox. Fullbacks, Caden Novak, Willie Caldwell. Wide receivers, Robert Ostrander, Martell Fowler, senior Eddie Benson, Lionel Owens, Vince Edwards, Phil Dempsey, redshirt, Dante Flowers. Tight ends, senior Dexter Lambert, Michael Moss. Left tackles, senior Frank Wakefield, Jonathan Coles. Left guards, senior and our offensive team captain Larry Cronin, Larry Berg, Chad Lott. Centers, senior Andrew Wilson, Brandon Rooney. Right guards, senior Andy Harmon, Andy Casillo, O.J. Green, redshirt, Jimmy Frank. Right tackles, senior Jeremy Mitchell, Starling Burris, Brian Young. The defensive side of the ball, left ends, senior Chadarius Cook, senior Clark Dawson, Kyle Price. Right ends, senior Franklin Hayes, James Miller, Greg Hunter, Vincent Day, redshirt. Defensive tackles, senior Kyle Turner, Alex Williams, Jonah Manning, Corey Barrett, Douglas Ward, Alex Douglas, redshirt, Wallace Mason. Left outside linebackers, Jordan Murphy, Len Woodard, redshirt, Jace Finley, redshirt, C.J. Thornburg. Middle linebackers, Maurice Hopkins, Dwayne Terry. Right outside linebackers, Bryce Bennett, Ryan Logan, Tyler Gandy. Cornerbacks, senior Josiah Paul, our defensive team captain, Chauncey Tidwell, senior Adam Roberts, Tyreek Fuller, Draymond Cole, redshirt, Brenton Shelton. Free safeties, Eric Bradford, Clint Stanley. Strong safeties, senior Melvin Anderson, Wayne Townsend, Eli Robbins. Kicker, Stephen Bowers. Punter, Jeff Arnold. That is your 2014 Minnesota Golden Gophers. I'll look here at the conference outlook for the 2014 season. Looking here, first in the Big Ten, the preseason favorites in the Legends Division. Number 11 in the nation, the Michigan Wolverines. Preseason favorites to make it to the Big Ten championship game. Then predicted to finish second in the Legends Division is the defending Big Ten champion Michigan State Spartans. Predicted to finish third is the number 20 ranked Iowa Hawkeyes. Predicted to finish fourth is the number 25th ranked Northwestern Wildcats. Then the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Then us here predicted to finish last in the Legends Division. Feeling quite disrespected with that prediction. It's looking like a very strong division here. 4 teams ranked in the top 25 to begin the season. We're predicted to finish at the bottom. I'll look here at the Leaders Division. Number 8 in the nation is the Wisconsin Badgers. Wisconsin has dominated the Leaders Division and are looking to win it again. Predicted to finish second in the division is number 10 in the nation, the Ohio State Buckeyes. Then predicted to finish third is the Purdue Boilermakers, the Illinois Fighting Illini, Penn State Nittany Lions, and then the Indiana Hoosiers predicted to finish at the bottom of the division. The Wisconsin Badgers predicted to win the Big Ten in 2014 season. They have been to all 3 Big Ten championship games. They have a 1-2 record, having lost the last 2, losing to us, Minnesota, in the 2012 season, and then losing to Michigan State last year, the 2013 season. They're predicted to win the conference this year. We are predicted to finish 9th. It is predicted to be a very strong conference overall. Now we'll look here at the rest of the nation. Florida State Seminoles predicted to win the ACC. Big 12 predicted to be won by the Texas Longhorns. Louisville preseason favorites in the Big East. Wisconsin the favorites in the Big 10. Houston preseason favorites in Conference USA. They're at the Independents. Northern Illinois, the Huskies preseason favorites in the MAC. Fresno State preseason favorites in the Mountain West. We'll look at the Pac-12, the Washington Huskies preseason favorites. LSU Tigers preseason favorites in the SEC. Florida International, Golden Panthers preseason favorites in the Sun Belt, and Utah State preseason favorites in the WAC. Let's look at the conference outlook to begin the season. We'll take a look at the preseason polls. The number 1 team in the nation to begin the 2014 season is the LSU Tigers. Starting off the year on top, they are looking for their first national championship since the 2007 season. Number 2 in the nation is the national runner-up from last season, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Still looking for their first national championship since the 1988 season, falling short in the national title game last season. Looking to make a run here in 2014. Number 3 in the country is the defending national champion Georgia Bulldogs, coming off of the undefeated national title season last year. They are looking to make it back-to-back here in 2014. Number 4, the Washington Huskies. looking for their first national championship since the 1991 season, defending Pac-12 champs. Number 5 to start the year is the Florida State Seminoles, looking for their first national title since the 1999 season. Number 6, the Texas Longhorns, for their first national title since the 2005 season. TCU Horned Frogs begin season number 7 in the nation, looking for their first national title since 1938. Number 8, the Wisconsin Badgers, looking for their first ever national championship. The Oklahoma Sooners begin number 9 in the country, looking for their first national title since the 2000 season. And the Ohio State Buckeyes, rounding out the top 10, looking for their first national title since 2002. That's the top 10. Here's a look at the rest of the top 25. Quite a few Big Ten teams in the top 25. We are not one of them. Northwestern rounding out the top 25. Now you look at the rest of the preseason polls. Purdue just on the outside. We are not far away. Beginning the season, feeling disrespected that we're not in the top 25. We are number 33 in the nation to begin the year, coming off of a 10-win season last year and a national championship season the year before. It's going to give us some extra motivation to prove the experts wrong, perhaps. Feeling disrespected both in the national rankings and the Big Ten preseason predictions. There's a look at the nation there. Now we'll take a look at the preseason favorites to win the Heisman Trophy entering this 2014 season. Preseason favorites are senior halfback John Jackson out of Georgia, junior quarterback Kevin Bonner out of Notre Dame, junior halfback Luke Nolan out of Georgia, senior halfback Lonnie Coley from Oregon, and senior halfback Tim Larson from Florida State. 4 halfbacks, 1 quarterback, preseason favorites. Look at the end of the year, see if one of these guys wins it, or if someone from the outside steps up to win the Heisman Trophy. Now we will take a look at the schedule for the Minnesota Golden Gophers for the 2014 season. Very fired up to get this all going. We will start off the 2014 season at home, playing in front of our great home fans. We will be hosting defending MAC champion Western Michigan Broncos. We'll have a bye in week 2. Much of the country getting their season started in week 2. Some getting started in week 1. We'll be back in action week 3, our first road game, going on the road to take on the Kansas Jayhawks. Week 4, we'll be back at home hosting Kent State. We'll have a bye in week 5. Then in week 6, we will begin Big Ten play with a huge matchup on the road against our fierce rival number 8, Wisconsin. We'll be on the road again in week 7 for another big rivalry matchup, taking on the Iowa Hawkeyes, who handed us our first loss of the season last year. Next week, we'll be at home against number 25 Northwestern. Week 9 on the road against Nebraska. Week 10 at home against number 10 Ohio State. Week 11 at home against number 11 Michigan. The rivalry game there. And another rivalry game in week 12 on the road against Penn State. Then in week 13, we will have a non-conference game taking on an SEC opponent, Tennessee, on the road. And week 14, we will be at home against number 12 Michigan State, taking on the Spartans to finish out the regular season once again. That is a look at the 2014 season. What an incredible first 2 years it was for the Golden Gophers under Coach Ben Van Zandt. Hoping for another incredible season here in 2014. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's go Golden Gophers.